Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are now live once again. If you've noticed, we have yet again another camera. My camera's broken right now. For some reason, when I was blasted drunk over in California, I decided that it'd be a wonderful idea to go ahead and drop my camera on the floor and subsequently crack the internals of the camera. But with that being said, we've got a little bit of an ahead of the game episode that's going to be coming out. For some reason, Chair Bandit was really insistent on the fact that it's going to be important. So, I don't know why it's going to be important. I don't know what's going to be on it. Do I know the man with the shiny head is going to be on it? Probably. Bitbender is, quite the guy in terms of being on ahead of the game. He's one of the big representatives there. Yeah, Nick, you're the one that's late. Classy's not late today. But yeah, we're going to do a watch party. We're just going to chill. I've been grinding the heck out of spider tanks lately. Like, I have been playing for like the past 2 days, by the way. Illuvium merch. I'm repping it. Repping the Illuvium merch. If my camera was any better, like, it would make a lot more sense. Trust me. But yeah, we're going to be doing a watch party of the Ahead of the Game episode. I think Ahead of the Game is awesome sauce. We were actually on the first Ahead of the Game. Like, we were, where's this one? Where's Classy? So, yeah. Hey, represent. Classy's on the board, baby. The first episode. Let's get it. I was really excited to do that. Okay, it was the most random thing in the world, but hey, I'll take the dub on that one all day. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this one. I recently made a thread on spider tanks. There's a little spider tanks competition going on. For the people that want to enter this competition, you still have like 6 hours. 6 hours is the deadline for this competition. They're giving away a lot of stuff, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Sleeping Giant. I think a better term for that is Web3 gaming in general is kind of a sleeping giant in terms of like there's so many. Well, not even like there's a good amount of games that are beginning to come out, but they're not polished, right? It takes time to polish games. So I would say, Gala's in the position, and I feel as though you can never really know, right, what's going on within a company. But, from where they've positioned themselves from 2021 and on, it feels like they have the cash flow to onboard some games that are going to be big hitters. And, Gala has made it clear that they're just randomly going to go ahead and tell people, hey, this game's randomly coming out. It's called Poker Go Play, and it looks sick, right? So I think they've got a lot that they aren't telling us yet that is probably going to be coming in the very near future. Like, one people are really excited about is Spider Tanks, right? Like, Spider Tanks is looking like it's going to go mobile. I mean, hopefully it goes mobile, right? A lot of people are excited for the possibility that it'll go mobile. So, if that ever comes out, that'd be sick, Like, I think a lot of us are looking forward to that. And the mobile pivot has been, like, a really big deal. I think people on mobile are a lot more receptive to the practices that people in our space do. So, maybe at some point, Web3 gaming will just be an integration of just, like, regular gaming. I don't know. I mean, that's just, like, speculation, as is pretty much life in general. I had a chat with someone a while back, and I've been doing a bit of research into the stock market. I used to day trade it daily, literally daily. I'm talking about. I made a living off of trading on the stock market 2018 to pretty much when I got into crypto, right? So it's been quite the transition. I don't really do day trading anymore. Is that Gala account creation link from the referral thing or from the Gala social page? Now, the one I used was my affiliate link, which, if you didn't know, for anybody tuning in, it's links.gala.com/classycrypto. When you type this in, it's going to take you to the Gala Games website, right? And literally, it's going to be like a little cookie. It lasts 45 days, and anything you end up buying on the store, a percentage of it goes back to me. And that's a way to track. And that's awesome, right? Because, like, it's literally like the best of both worlds, because as a content creator, it's like I don't have direct sponsorship with Gala Games. I can kind of do whatever I want, and I get that freedom, but I also get to, reap the rewards of, the efforts I'm doing on Gala Games. So I think it's good on both parties, and generally speaking that. But yeah, I think it's the Gala fan social. I don't know where it is. I think it's on the settings page, like a little referral. You use that. You should enter. Like, I think you have a good chance of winning, Smiling. You've played quite a bit of Spider Tank, so I'm sure you have great clips. You say I set you up there? Absolutely. Everybody's setting me up, dude. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. But yeah, we've got 8 minutes to go before this starts. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern time for you tuning in right now. This is apparently, we're joining Bitbender as we discuss upcoming playtest game updates and more. And apparently Asmongold's channel is also on here. So I also love Asmongold. I'm not going to lie. I've been binging lately. Gang. Let's get it. Sheesh. You already know, dude. Yo, I've been killing it. Look at this. Someone was like, "Oh, Classy, but I bet you were playing team games and you were playing with other people and you didn't do solo," which is a fair question to ask, right? And I was like, "No, dude, I've been playing the entire season solo, and we have been absolutely slaying it." I was at 3XP, so I couldn't play at the start of the season, but like I got back maybe 3 days ago-ish, and I've been playing sporadically. And look at where we're at. Look at this. We are ranked number 4 on the leaderboards right now. Number 4 on the entire Spider Tanks leaderboard. We have like a 75% win rate right now. 75%. And my greatness, listen, my greatness is only as great as the people looking and supporting me. Literally, that's it. That's penultimate. That is my opinion on it. I'm as strong as the people behind me. So look at that, though. Isn't that awesome? I've been grinding a little bit, so it's fun to see that. Like today I played 35 wins. But there's people out there with 83 wins. 83. Wow. And over the week I have 87. I guess in the month I have 233, which is a lot. But it doesn't even put me close to the top 100. It's absurd how many games these people play in a day. Magnat, for some reason, just keeps beating me on Chicken Chaser. He's actually God. True that. Exactly. It's facts, right? It's facts. But we have seen Gala begin to put more and more games on their website, which is interesting. And one of the games that hasn't gotten a lot of talk lately is Fortitude. Fortitude's one people kind of went silent on. But I have seen Bitbender kind of say every now and then that they're talking with the Fortitude team. So we should see a lot of these random games, that people did their playtest last year and then it just went silent. They're going to be probably coming back at some point. At least some of them. It's no definitive answer on where the cycle of development is. But from what I can recall, I think Legacy is like done. I think this is a done game that's waiting for shipment. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to literally being able to play games. I did a tweet the other day that was like, where was it? I promise I'll find it fast. So this tweet, by the way, look at this. This was Spider Tanks on the esports arena at 3XP.
Spidey fam, let's go! They call it tankers. Spider Tanks at 3XP, let's go.
So the meme on tankers is the Spider Tanks Twitter keeps calling everybody a tanker. And it's kind of funny because in games, when you call someone like, "Oh, you're tanking my elo," like you're bringing down my elo. But on Spider Tanks, the Twitter is really obsessed with calling people tankers. So I've made it a meme at this point, and my goal to call everybody a tanker on Spider Tanks. 10 seconds in the future on Gala's vid. Oh, yeah. You're going to be all over it. Oh, this was really fun, too. We also had Gala Games' Spider Tanks on the esports arena. I actually organized this with the Spider Tanks marketing, and it was really fun. I mean, we had a couple influencers battling it out, fighting, trying to kill Classy, but, I mean, let's be honest. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really fair for them. But anyway, I got him hooked up. You know what I mean? And it was fun to be able to play with a couple content creators and play some Spider Tanks, honestly. Is that chicken? Absolutely. I was hungry. You guys don't understand how busy I was during that event. I think I played in six or seven of the games on the actual arena. And then I also casted Dead Drop, which was sick. Casting Dead Drop was definitely a highlight. Where's Dead Drop? Hold up. That was sick. Yeah, look at this. FaZe. We're at the FaZe warehouse. This is Wildfire. Shout out to Wildfire if you're looking at this. Yeah, we met a bunch of people. Look at this. We were casting Dead Drop. We were in front of, 9,000 people in the front of Twitch, which isn't literally 9,000 because, remember, they have to... I think it's just people on the front of the website. But there was still a good amount of people that saw us, which was cool. It's always good to do that. And I want to do this with, Gala, I want to do this with Spider Tanks. I want to do this with a lot of the games that are coming out. I'm looking forward to Last Expedition. I feel like my tier list for Gala games has changed. I need to make a video in the near future on my favorite Gala games because I think my tier list is beginning to kind of shift a little bit, and it's really molding into a more complete product. For example, I like Superior and all, but I'm starting to think Spider Tanks, it's getting up there, right? And Grit actually came out, and Grit is looking a little clean. If they fix the train situation, It looks pretty good. Champions Arena. Has anybody played Champions Arena? This is how it actually looks like in game. It looks like a finished product by a Korean studio. Like, this looks like a really good product. Eternal Paradox also looks pretty... Last Expedition is going to be insane. Last Expedition is going to be insane. Champions is mad addictive. People are going to be spending ridiculous amount. Like, I played Summoner's War, which Summoner's War is, like... By the way, 4 minutes before this starts. So, I'll keep track. Don't worry. And so, yeah, Summoner's War was really fun. Like, this is a game. This is the one that started the entire gacha genre. It's really fun. You know, this is a genre that has been successful on mobile. I plan on playing a lot of these in the future, right? These are fun games. You level up your heroes. You give them, you know, armor and stuff like that. And there's always something to look forward to. There's combinations, etc. And yeah, just generally speaking, that's fun. Which games have you been spending the most time playing? I have been spending a lot of time playing Spider Tanks. A lot. Like, an unhealthy amount of time. I think daily I've been playing Spider Tanks for maybe 2 to 3 hours every single day. I've been really trying to grind out Spider Tanks lately because it's kind of the game that I'm interested in the most. For the people that don't know, the first game I covered on the channel, first off, I didn't even put Gala Games on the title. I just said Spider Tanks. Right? Like, this is a cool free-to-play game that's a MOBA that I'm looking forward to, and I just talked about Spider Tanks. I've never really been too big of a fan of some of the other major titles that are out right now on Gala, but I really like Spider Tanks, right? Like, Spider Tanks is my jam, so I play a lot of Spider Tanks. Games that I'm looking forward to, if that's what you're asking, the next snapshot of Dead Drop is going to be hype. Really hype, okay? And that one, I believe some people have been telling me that it's going to be coming out pretty soon. So when that ends up coming out, I'm going to be playing Dead Drop 150%. Another one that I'm looking forward to, I mean, obviously, Illuvium. I'm trying to see, you know, if the map breathes more life. That'd be a lot better of an experience. And whenever that comes out on the beta, I'm probably going to end up playing that. Champions Ascension is a solid title for fighting games. I'm going to be playing that one too. I think My Pet Hooligan definitely got on my radar. If you haven't heard the My Pet Hooligan soundtrack, you're missing out because the My Pet Hooligan soundtrack it's tippy top. It is fire. How old am I? I'm 22 years old. I'm slowly becoming a boomer. I turned 23 this year. It's terrible. I love how I say that, but probably a majority of you guys are like all 30 years old and up. I've looked at my analytics, and apparently, I actually have it pulled up somewhere. I swear I put this somewhere. Where is this? I love how I said... I just leaked me saying this was the most comfortable hoodie ever. I think I might probably spend more money on hoodies nowadays because like that is really comfortable. Where is this? Analytics. I'll find it, I promise. We're starting in, I think, a minute, by the way. We're waiting for Gala. I got a decade on you? Yeah, what do we got? An exciting time to be alive at 22 in the space? Hell yeah, I'm gonna keep grinding. But yeah, look at this. These are the analytics on the channel. So 18 to 24 is 12%. So I'm in the minority on my own channel. Isn't that crazy? You would think that Classy being a 22-year-old would attract a lot of 22-year-olds. But no, like the majority of my audience is 25 to 34. And then the second majority is, 35 to 44. So interesting statistic, isn't that? It has been changing though. Daihwan, yeah, you're a minority on this channel. Like, isn't that crazy? But I do think it's shifting to the 18 to 24 range a little bit more over time. I was looking at my old analytics, and I kid you not, the 45 to 54 was almost the majority. And I think that was back then when I was making more of that, like, Gala, speculation, shebang stuff. Nowadays, we're focusing a lot more on the games, and I do think it's beginning to shift at least a little bit more into that 25 to 34 range, which is really cool. It's a little fun statistic to look at. So I'm guessing more gamers are coming to the space, which is a good thing. It's what we're looking for. How you doing, Let's Fight? Repping the Dogecoin, aren't you? I haven't looked at meme coins ever since I stopped the other channel. I literally have not bought a meme coin since I stopped that channel. I haven't looked at it at all. Wow. I've been really disconnected from the DeFi space for probably the last couple of weeks. I remember I saw like USDT like depegged in something like that, and I just don't care. You know what I mean? Like Beakbender's live. Because I know at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is these games, right? It's not necessarily just Gala, but it's like just the games in general. them coming out and me having a fun experience on them, right? And plus, we're in the middle of a very boring time. Oh, is it starting? I think it's starting. What are my thoughts on the triple shotgun? Triple threat, I will tell you, I'm not the biggest fan of triple threat. I haven't looked at WASDR. I'll definitely check it out after this, though. Let me put that on my notes. I'm always up for seeing competitors. I think it's fun. There's a lot of competitors to Gala. It's just, are they going to be as good? Is this starting? More webcam problems? Hello, I would like to request Shiny Man come forth. They don't stand a chance. Right now, they don't. When are we playing poker? Oh, yeah, that was fun. I don't know. I feel like that game looks pretty finished, doesn't it? They have to fix the server issues. Server issues are a thing that I feel like just continues to happen on Gala. But once they figure out that, it's going to be awesome. Are we getting amazing news? Mind-blowing news? I think so, Kevin. I mean, okay, this is the context I received. It's a must-watch, apparently. I don't know what that means. It could mean that they're going to talk about a new skin that came out. It could mean that the entire ecosystem is about to change before our very own eyes. I don't know what this means. It's not clickbait, though, I promise you. I was told this. I just don't know what it means. So we'll see what it is. I'll just chill here, have a little watch party, and see what it is. The gifts for making the game crap itself, they were, weren't they? Someone was gifting me tacos during Poker Go Play, and it was just crashing the entire game repeatedly. It was great. I learned how to, fold? Manage expectations? Yeah, just in your eyes, if you're looking at this right now, don't expect much. It could be nothing, right? It probably is nothing. But it could be something about spider tanks, you know? And if it's something about spider tanks, I'm definitely watching. For the most part, though, a lot of these ahead of the games have been pretty much like clarifying what they're doing, which is always great. Apparently, though, I mean, you saw it on the description. They're talking about upcoming playtest, game updates, and more. So maybe there's a Spider Tanks game update. I'm not sure. That'd be awesome. So I can get hype if it's exciting. Yeah, I'm hoping it's something good, right? Like, I think it'd be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Is Gamer Focus not intended to be a financial vehicle? No, I am not. I'm not doing that. But thank you for asking anyway. Yeah, I'm just chilling here. We're gamers by heart. Would be cool for sure. For sure. So, if I had to guess, what would a Spider Tanks update entail? So they just released a new season on Spider Tanks. They reset everybody's elo, and the victory point system changed last month during May Mayhem. That was cool. It actually helped the ecosystem a lot. In fact, it kind of revived everything. And it's been pretty sustainable so far. I would like to see a bigger emphasis on the whole esports component. I would like to see more server stability. Other than that, though, I mean, I don't know what else I would be expecting other than a mobile port. What is the best gun in Spider Tanks? I actually have a thread. Let me show you the thread. It's got the entire tier list. I guess we'll hear whenever it starts. So, in terms of my personal tier list, by the way, this is a tier list for people that are not high elo. This is for the average player just getting into Spider Tanks. If you're wondering what the best tanks are for weapons, I think personally that the Cannon, the T-Rex, the Beat Blaster, Bouncer Gun, and the Lava Tank are probably the most solid guns for people just getting into the game. I mean, I've got noobs playing the T-Rex and they just slay it. Other than that, like, I think the Flamethrower is too hard to use for a new player. For a highly experienced player, it's probably more in like the D range or something like that. The Blade Spinner is pretty good. The Railgun is really hard to use, so I would, not recommend that for anyone that doesn't know how to play MOBA games too well. But yeah, overall, this is the tier list. It's a nice little tier list. I try to join Next Poker. I can't get into a lobby for Grit in Australia. How much ping do you get on North America? Because I have heard that North America is the best server by far. I played a lot of Grit for a bit, but I've kind of slowed down on the Grit. I'm waiting for, what is that thing? The Light Paper to come out. The Light Paper is supposed to have the new victory point system. that's probably going to attract a lot of people to Grit. I already made my Grit video, so for the most part, I'm just waiting on something cool to come out for Grit. I'm happy, though, that it's out. Is this thing broken? I'm going to restart it. No, it's not broken. Okay. 200 ping. Oh, that's impossible. That looks so cool, though. The logo is crazy. 200 ping is crazy. I used to play League of Legends in China, and I had, I think, 240 ping? Something like that. Impossible to play. Impossible to play. I was trying to get into the Korean servers, but you needed to live in Korea practically. I think you needed a Korean social security or something like that to be able to play in Korea, which is insane. But that was how they combated the botting problem, which worked. It definitely worked for them. In EU, I had pretty decent ping. It's like 100 something. EUNE was terrible. It was like 160. So I was pretty much relegated to playing in Latin America North. Southeast Asia was interesting. And then also North America, obviously, right? I need my shiny headman fix for the day. I'm gonna make that catch on. I'm making everybody call him the shiny headman. Everyone calls him. Come on, is this not the shiniest thing you've ever seen? Come on. But yeah. My girlfriend got me this thing. This is dog lover. I don't know what she's trying to tell me here, but I'll take the dub any day of the week. I've been trying to get into Diablo 4. Diablo 4 is a game that recently came out, and people are hyping it. They say Diablo 3 was trash, Diablo 4 was good, but apparently the Druid loot tables and some of the things there are broken. Something really interesting that I saw was, it was a video, right? And this was a video on why Valorant will never beat CSGO. It was this video right here. I believe, yeah, it was this video. I saw it. This was so interesting because if you see this in the perspective of a Counter-Strike player, it makes so much sense. And if you wanted a reason to be like excited about, crypto games and trading, all that stuff, this makes so much sense. I kid you not. Let's watch this while this is going. Because I have to show you guys. This is crazy.
Valorant, a game that gained most of its popularity by not doing some of the mistakes Counter-Strike did. The game has been played and loved by millions, and it seems like it's offering a lot more than Counter-Strike does. Therefore, it will kill Counter-Strike. Right? Well, not exactly. Let me explain. So before we start, let's understand why people think Valorant will be defeating CSGO or Counter-Strike 2, whatever you call it in the first place. So as you know, Valve has a game called Dota 2 and Riot has a game called League of Legends. Practically a copy of Dota. Same
Which is so interesting. Practically a copy of Dota.
mechanics, same game style, same type of heroes, it's all the same. They just improved a few features and did a good PR, so League of Legends has passed Dota. It didn't.
Isn't that crazy? All he did was pretty much get the same concept of Dota 2 and make it a little bit easier to digest. Gave it clarity, right? Of course, at this point, it's pretty different in nature. I would say League is a better game. Hey, Dota 2 players like Dota 2. That's fine. But they slightly improved on the concept, and they became this huge success, right? And for a lot of people, they have technical difficulties, by the way, right there. That's fine. It's probably webcam issues. But for a lot of people in Web3 gaming, they say, oh, the game that you need to release needs to be a million times better than the game that was last there. That's not true at all. You just need a game that is marginally better, that really encapsulates the people's sentiment. And the sentiment right now is that gaming publishers are screwing people over. So if you can find a sustainable title in Web3 that is actually giving back to the consumer, like, all these people keep saying, it just makes sense. And keep looking at this video because he kind of goes into trading. And I feel like this is even the biggest bull case for why our space even deserves attention in the first place.
really kill the game, but still, it has a lot more active players. So guess what Riot decided to do after the success of League of Legends? They tried copying the Counter-Strike franchise and made this game called Valorant. After creating a huge hype and applying a smart marketing strategy, they were able to gather a big player base for their game. At first, Valorant looked pretty fun. The logic of the game was still same as CS, like there were bomb sites and the attackers would try to plant the bomb. Oh, sorry, the spike. They try to make it look different. Okay, but they had this thing called agents. Basically a set of characters that had their own unique skills they could use in the game. Some could throw bombs, some could smoke huge areas, some could even throw wall hack arrows. Yeah, these agents added a new aspect to the game and considerably made it more fun, at least for a short time. Because when you first start playing the game, you enjoy these skills. They feel really cool. But when you notice that everyone has a different agent and all of these agents have different skills and some agents are better against some other agents and the new agents is really
okay. So this is the point that I don't agree with him. I think the complexity of League of Legends makes the game not repetitive and it makes it fun to play. In an FPS game, I feel like the same model does work and it translates well to their prior fan base that is used to playing a bunch of different characters with a bunch of different skill sets. So I don't necessarily think that the complexity of Valorant is the issue here. The big issue is the legacy title that CSGO is, and the thing he's going to mention later in the video.
Overpowered and everyone tries to lock it. It starts to get really boring. Look, variety is not always a good thing. Counter-Strike is simple. Everyone has 100 HP, everyone has access to pretty much the same weapons. Of course, there are a few exceptions, but still, it's simple and easy to keep up with. But on the other side, in Valorant, you need to understand the skills of all agents, learn which agent is superior to which other agent, and a lot more confusing stuff like that. And this starts to get tiring at some point. And on top of that, most people like to main a specific agent, and if they can't get that agent while playing, they literally stop enjoying the game.
One trick Alt F4.
So at the end, this adding agents and skills to the game idea doesn't really work out. Okay, so this is not something so important, but I wanted to talk about it since the people who don't like this are not a small audience. Cartoony graphics.
Yeah, who here in chat would rather play Valorant in terms of the way it looks versus Counter-Strike? I feel like Valorant looks better. I don't think cartoony graphics are a deterrent for me. In fact, I think Fortnite looks stunning. Spider Tanks, I think, has cartoony graphics too. A lot of games out there nowadays have cartoony graphics. I know there was a game by Amazon. It was called New World, and it came out. Huge flop. The game was wonderful, but the way it played, oh, it had so many bugs. It had so many imperfections. They rushed it out into release. They copied a lot of different maps. It just didn't feel like there was enough of a gameplay loop there. The graphics looked wonderful, though. And yet, Fortnite ended up winning. I think I like the style. You know, it's like Terraria, for example. Terraria is a game that, by all means, doesn't look the best. And yet, for some reason, I don't mind it. You know, I think it's the art style that really encapsulates the environment. I've found that cartoony graphics help a lot with visibility. What is Gala doing? Oh, Gala's having technical difficulties. Welcome to the stream. Oh, is this live? I have no idea if this is live. YB? Show us what we... Oh, there it is. All right, I'm going to shut up.
Greetings and salutations, Gala community. Thank you very much for being with me here today, and thank you for your patience. My name is Jason Brink. A lot of you guys know me as Bitbender in Discord and other places, and I am very happy to be here on, I believe it is the 4th consecutive episode of Ahead of the Game. There's some pretty cool stuff to talk to you guys about, but before we get into that, those of you guys who are watching, how you doing today? I've got the Discord chat up, and I'm also bringing in the YouTube chat so I can watch that as well. And where did it go? There it is. And yeah, happy to be here chatting with you guys. So, got the Zorro Gala is here. He thinks I was making pancakes. And Nick's Plake is going to go get me some Haribo Smurfs. Dude, you know me. You know me and the Smurfs. Okay, guys. Let me actually Let's do some split screen action here. Okay, so now we are officially up and running. And big shout out to Paul, by the way, who is behind the scenes managing all of this stuff and putting up with my, in this case, it wasn't a camera, it was a browser issue because we typically use some pretty snazzy streaming software. And for whatever reason, it was just simply not acknowledging my camera, which is super, super, super frustrating. So here we are, and hopefully this all stays together and it works. Guys, go ahead and like and subscribe and hit the little dingy bell thing on
Oh,
the
you already know?
And if you're watching this on Twitter or any of the other places,
don't forget to like and subscribe.
Retweet, share it, get it out there, get your friends in here, because this is how all of this stuff works. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Let me scroll here because I've got a lot of stuff to scroll through. A couple things. Reminder, the Eternal Paradox playtest is live right now. So go ahead and get in there and check it out. We've got a cool new character who is live and has been added to the playtest. I will be posting, and I'm not honestly sure if I sent this to Paul in time or if he pulled it in, but there's some cool little animations of that character that I will be dropping in, and you can go ahead and check those out. I'll put them in the Gala Gold chat. So if you're not a member of Gala Gold, join at galagames.chat and go to once you've linked your account and you're a member of Gala Gold in our platform, you will see special extra secret rooms showing up in the Discord as well. Let's see here. Okay. Grokthis can't hear me without a custom hoodie. He's going to need a custom hoodie. We're going to have to figure that out. Okay, so after Eternal Paradox, one of the other things that's super, super cool to talk about is some of what is going on with Townstar. And I reached out to Mr. Mark Skaggs today and some of the team to tap into his big, gigantic brain of future Townstar stuff. And I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. You know, if you didn't catch the Townstar stream the other day, there is some pretty amazing stuff that's coming. You know, we've been talking a lot about, you know, the persistent mode and the competition mode and how they connect with one another. And one of the topics that has been brought up here is the idea that basically all of the NFTs that you have for Townstar, should become actual non-fungible tokens, and should be upgradable and have their own progression and tech trees and things like that. Now, the cool thing is that this will make the that's a nice effect.
Pretty cool. Good
job, Paul. I feel like a newscaster. Everybody, look at that thing in the corner. It's pretty cool. Other corner. There we go. So with tech trees and upgrades and things like that, and this brings in a whole different element of gameplay that I think will be something that people will really like. Because if you're a persistent gamer and you're not a competition fan, this creates an opportunity for you to create stuff, okay, that can be used by those in the competition realm as well, and help, you know, play and level things up through actual gameplay. It's a little bit of the leaning in that we're doing into other ways of you know, improving your gaming experience, like play to own, and making it so that you can actually build and upgrade and keep the work that you've put into it. This is what you're seeing with spider tanks right now, and your ability to upgrade your tanks and, you know, take them home with you, if you will. So there's that. I'm super excited about that. But before we move on from Townstar, there's one other thing that I want to talk about. And I don't know if I'm going to get myself in trouble in talking about this. But I think it was discussed during the Townstar AMA the other day. But, you know, those Townstar nodes, I think, are something that there are a few people that a few people are going to be happy to hear some updates about. So for starters, right now there is is I don't want to say for sure that it's going to happen, but there's some work that is being done to make those Townstar nodes NFTs. And what that will enable, if that does indeed happen, which I think it will, maybe I'm not allowed to say that, but I think it's going to, it will enable you to, if you want to go ahead and take that node out to the secondary market and do whatever you want with it. The nodes will also help handle a rental system for land and NFTs. And I think that that is something that I'm personally super excited about, because one of the things that we did at the very beginning, and we were one of the things that we were doing that was really, really good at the very beginning is leaning in heavily on getting the community to help grow itself. Okay. And we had things like referral programs that worked really well and whatnot. And on one hand, I know that there are some people who didn't like that, but on the other hand, games are social. Okay. And there's a lot more to this social thing that we're going to get into later, but games are a social event. And so by having nodes become part of a rental system for land and NFTs, and making it so that you can invite people to come and use your NFTs without them ever leaving your control, is pretty important, because it allows you to bring other people into the game and give them that leg up.
So like a scholarship program.
Okay. And let's see here. Just going to hit some of these different questions that I'm seeing popping up. How does one even get a subspace or a Townstar node? Asks Subspace. That's going to be something that eventually may go back on sale again, but you're probably going to have to pick up initially on the secondary market. How about lands that aren't sold yet? Are they earning or not? What lands are you talking about? That's not a thing in this particular context. Lava Entertainment needs this background. This is the special background. You can't have this background. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go ahead. Let me see here. Okay, next is Last Expedition. Now,
ooh, Last Expedition.
Yeah, that's a nice logo. So the thing with Last Expedition, something really cool happened over the last week. Something happened really, really cool over the last week, and that was essentially that Amazon Web Services went down.
Okay.
And when Amazon Web Services went down, and by the way, this art that you're seeing right now, this is some new stuff that nobody's seen before. So enjoy this, check it out. Here we've got some stuff from the, we've got some bits and pieces from the interior of the ship. That's actually the battle box. That's where you put the core when you get back. And some pretty cool stuff. But when Amazon Web Services went down, I was actually in the Gala Gold at the time, and somebody basically challenged me to go ahead and play Last Expedition when AWS was down, to prove that it is in fact running on other people's nodes.
Good, Doug.
And so I did that. I jumped on and I streamed myself playing Last Expedition and getting horribly devoured by a Ravager a couple times during that. Unfun, not an enjoyable experience. Was not fun to die, but it was really good to be able to demonstrate the robustness of the network and being able to play on nodes like that. So that was super cool. If you haven't, go check that stream out, because it was definitely worth it. Let's see here. The Walking Dead. So we also have some pretty cool art from The Walking Dead. Now, one of the things that we're going to have next week is we're actually going to have, I believe next week, is that correct, Paul? I think so. Yes, next week. Awesome. Next week, we're going to have Christopher Miller on from The Walking Dead Empire's team to go ahead and walk through some base building features and things like that. But check out this cool art. This is something that I saw earlier today that made me very happy.
Is it just this?
And so, sorry, I forgot. There's a little bit of a delay there. But anyway, this art made me really happy, and there's a few different scenes here that I think that you guys are going to enjoy. The world is getting bigger
Oh.
and more complex with a lot more
Wow, that looks
that goes into it. And
crazy.
I absolutely love the way that all of this stuff, all of this works. And this one that
Oh.
you're seeing now is a lighting test where they tried a whole bunch of different types of lighting. And I think it's really neat to see this type of, how the sausage is made, sort of things in terms of lighting
On a
and
tunnel.
atmospheric effects. So next week, make sure that you tune in because we will be talking, and it's actually going to be a special thing, probably. I don't know. It's either going to be before or after the main event, quote unquote, when we talk to Christopher Miller, because I don't want to take away time from the AMA, because part of this is to answer your guys' questions, and I don't want to take time away from that to do other stuff. But I do want to have a special event just with some of the Tweety team to run through some of this stuff. Okay, so let's see. How are we doing here? I'm going to go ahead and just hit a few questions really quick. Hope we get more City in the
It's turning
Ancient
into like a
Zones.
tomato.
I don't know exactly how they're handling that, but from some of the art that I'm seeing, I think you should be pretty happy. Music within video games and Gala music. Is there room for overlap here? Asks Sinister Grin. And yes, in fact, there is room for overlap. In terms of musical instruments within Mirandus or Voxverse, I don't know. I don't want to speak to that because I have no idea. Okay, let's see here. Dungeons and Raids. Is the Beam email legit? Yes, Ringo Miner. I'll be getting to that in a minute. Let's see. I don't have any Dragon Strike news for you today. I'm sorry, but I do have news on a few other things that I think that people are going to be happy about.
People. You better talk about spider tanks.
Let's see here. Spider tanks.
Oh!
Yeah, sorry, I had to go through my list. I have a list, guys.
Yo,
I have a
what are the
significant
odds?
list of things to talk about today.
Let's go.
And it's not even done. So spider tanks, and nice. I love. Well done, Paul. I gotta say that just looks slick. Okay. So there's a few different things. The first is that there is an upcoming drop of silk on Gala chain for those of you who are members of Gala Gold. That's going to be coming within the next couple weeks, probably. And that's going to help you get started in the game and get moving in a positive direction in that regard. So you may want to pay special attention to that. And if you're not a member of Gala Gold,
use Classy's link, links.gala.com/classycrypto.
Because we want being a member of Gala Gold to mean something to you, to be special, for you guys to come into Discord, to hang out, to talk, to have fun, and to be able to get sort of the first positive take of some of the games that we've got going. We also have, and I touched on this a little bit, an upcoming referral program that is going to help bring in additional users so that people can come in and play.
Me likey.
Dankster liked the leak there. I did say the thing, Chair Bandit. I don't know what thing you're talking about. Okay. Alocha 18, we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. We're going to talk about it, but
what is that?
A little bit. So there's a few pieces here before we dig into that. And then the next thing is that there may I cannot completely nail this down and say that for sure it's a thing, because you know how that stuff is sometimes. But it is highly likely that there will be some form of tournament system that is built into spider tanks in the future. So just keep an eye on that. I know there have been a lot of people who have been looking at things more from an esports perspective, and in order to have an esport, you have to have a structure that enables that. And so that's definitely a thing that we would like to see.
That's fucking huge. We need that.
Okay, Marco Antonio Coelho Junqueira. We don't talk about prices. That's never a thing that we will ever talk about, and you will never hear me say whether things are going to go up or down or sideways. One silk will always be worth one silk, and that is all that I can ever say about that. Okay.
Fair.
Let's see. MJ Crypto Wiz says Gala Gold is well worth it for anyone on the fence. And I personally, I mean, obviously I'm a member of Gala Gold,
Right.
clearly. But
I hope so.
I actually bought Gala Gold back when it was $5 like 3 years ago or something like that. So definitely it's worth it because you get to come in there and hang out with all of us. Whoa, Kryptones. Whew. My goodness. Bunch of questions. People drop giant questions. Okay, so we're gonna deal with some of these questions a little bit later, but we're gonna go ahead and keep diving on here. So, couple quick notes. Poker Go,
Ooh.
very successful tech playtest.
Awesome.
And there is a beta coming soon. So
Ooh.
pay very close attention to
It is
that.
coming
Make
soon.
sure that you are following all of the requisite socials and whatnot. And again, hanging out in Gala Gold is a good place to go to get special answers. And yeah, Kryptones definitely was saving up. Cool says you were saving up. I can see that. So we're gonna come back and we'll hit some of those.
New node cells? They haven't said anything
some
about
of
that.
those as we
They
as we
did
go
say
forward.
Townstar
And
nodes
some
might
of it's
become
going to be a little
NFTs.
bit philosophical, but we've had a lot of content today. Man, we've only been doing this for like 17 minutes because we started quite late. We've gotten a lot of information in there so far. Now, grit.
Oh, Grit.
Let's talk a little bit about
Is
grit.
this the light
Now, I am a huge fan of grit. And in fact, there are those of you who killed me and I owe some stuff to. So please send me a DM, okay, on a platform. I will try to get it. Or if you see me in Gala Gold, just like go ahead and hammer at me and say, hey, I killed you. You need to send me a thing. I've got these really, really, really cool titanium keychains that I am going to be sending out to those who recorded and posted on socials.
I'll take a keychain all day.
The video of them killing me. They're aircraft titanium. They're anodized. They're really nice Gala blue. Totally cool. Totally worth it. Those of you guys who were at the first Galaverse, there were a few of them floating around. I think I handed out like 5 or 6. There's going to be some more of those. So congratulations to you guys. Subspace, I'm going to get you Gala socks. I will get you socks. That's a thing that needs to happen. In fact, you know what? I think I have socks. I think I have some Gala socks. I believe they came in one of the Galaverse bags, and I have one of those Galaverse bags. So I'm going to find those socks, and I'm going to send them to you. Okay. Gala merch is coming soon. It's in the works. Actually, so the merch store for the hoodies is actually already online, but it's just not visible yet. So very soon. Very, very soon. We just have a couple final little bits and pieces to iron out, and then that goes live. And that's just going to be just for the hoodies initially, but the rest of that stuff is coming soon as well. And anyway, so we were talking a little bit about grit. So grit, one of the things that we're looking at here, and I'm going to talk about this not specifically in reference to grit, but I'm going to talk about it just as a general concept because it's something that we've been kicking around. Now, as you guys know, we are constantly in the process of refining and dialing in what we're working on. One of the good things about having a bunch of different games is that you can constantly test and try new models out to see what works and what doesn't. And when something works, you do more of that thing. When something doesn't work, then you try to do less of it. And one of the things that we're seeing, and is pretty clear, is that the Spider Tanks model is working quite well. Okay.
Yep.
It went from having fairly low DAU. DAU is increasing. There are more people who are playing than there were a few months ago, and those people are happier. There is a secondary token, Silk, that is in play, and that is working beautifully well. So one of the things that we're looking at doing is a bit of a retracement on the emitting only a percentage of the spend that came into a game. Now, this is not a final thing. This isn't a full thing, but the reason we call this ahead of the game is because we're giving you a little bit of information, ahead of the game. We're looking at the potential for integrating secondary tokens on Geary, or actually not even Gala Chain, on Gala Chain, to provide a incentivization structure for play. So one of the reasons that you haven't seen some of these rewards go out for some of these games is because we haven't fully gotten that in yet or fully dialed in the exact plan. Once we have, it should go in quite quickly, and then there'll be a few different things that I think you guys will see that you will like. So that's something that is relevant to a few of the different titles that are out there, because what we want to do is we want to find a way to create the structure that allows the entire ecosystem to grow, because all of us, this works together. This just works best if all of us work together on this, and having an incentivization structure in place that actually works makes a huge difference. Okay, I see a DM that just came in from Smiling Monster. What are you asking about? Keychain me, please. Yes, you got it. You got it, man. I definitely owe you that one. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on. Now, there's actually three more things that I want to talk about before we hit the interview. The first is that you guys should have received an email in your inbox that says that you will receive some beams if you go to Gala Music and create your account. So if you have a Gala Games account and you have not used it to create an account at Gala Music, do so, please, so that you can get some of those beams. So the email that you got, absolutely legit. So, go ahead and do that. Now, the next thing is, you guys have heard me mention the name Gala Chain a couple times. Benefactor leaked that a little bit in a post earlier, and so yeah, that's looking like it might be a thing, which I know is going to make a few people very happy. Hopefully, I'm allowed to say this. If I'm not allowed to say this, I'm going to be getting angry messages
Gala
from
Chain?
Blake. Hold on, let me open Slack and see. I have one message. Okay, has nothing to do with that, so I think we're okay there. Okay, and then the third and final point before we go to this interview, which is an interview that I actually recorded last week but wasn't able to air because camera issues and whatnot, which fortunately it seems to be doing pretty well today, is that there's some work that's going on the Gala Friends front. And one of the things, again, community is so important in gaming, period, right? Web 2, Web 3 doesn't matter. Community is part of gaming. And so expect to see some interesting information coming out within the next couple of weeks about that, specifically in terms of what that's going to mean for you guys as members of the Gala Games ecosystem. So I'm super excited about it. There's definitely some cool stuff that is going on there. Okay, so with that, without further ado, and again, this is pre-recorded, so I apologize. My beard probably looks a little bit trimmer in this one, but we're going to go ahead and roll the interview with Ali. He's a gentleman that I spoke to that was part of a community, and it's kind of a little funny story, but I think it's already told in the little interview. So go ahead and roll that, Paul, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Hey everyone, thank you very much for joining again for our Ahead of the Game interview segment. Today we have Ali, the Bitcoin investor, and I wish that I could say this in Arabic, but I absolutely cannot. It is awesome sounding though. But anyway, Ali, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. It's been a long week so far, but I'm very happy we're getting closer to the end of it. Every day brings us just a little bit
Oh,
closer,
yes,
and
yes, it's been a long week, true. With everything
makes
going
me
on.
happy.
Yeah, that's
Well, so Ali and I first met the other day when I was sitting here at my desk working on some stuff, and I got a notification that I had a direct message on Twitter. And so I hopped on Twitter, and he had sent me a link to a tweet where he had asked a question about the circulating supply for Gala and coin market cap and things
Oh
like
my god,
that.
I get so many comments on this. Please
And
listen
I went
in.
and I looked at the tweet, and it was getting tons and tons and tons of people saying, we deserve an explanation, give us answers. And it was kind of, and I'm like, what is this? What's going on? Who is this guy? And so I gave an explanation, and we had a little bit of a DM back and forth about it. And he said that people weren't understanding some of what I was saying, and he was on a live stream. And I said, oh, well, if you're on a live stream, that's fantastic. Bring me on, and we'll just answer questions and we'll talk about it. And so for the next hour and a half, I got on his live stream, and it was probably one of the best AMA type sessions that I've had in some time. It was a ton of fun, great to engage with the community, and great to engage very specifically with a community that I typically have a very hard time reaching, because
Just
Arabic
speak Arabic.
is unlike a lot of languages that I typically run across, and that when I look at it, I can't even begin to guess what is going on. It's absolutely incomprehensible to me. If I see something in Spanish, I can kind of, clumsy my way through it. But Arabic, I'm very lost. So
We
it's
don't
a
talk about
community
that,
I have a
Frank.
hard time addressing directly. And so Ali was fantastic in bringing me on to talk to his community. And so I wanted to have a little bit of an exchange here and bring him on to talk to the rest of the Gala community on Ahead of the Game. So thank you for being here today, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So I've got a few questions, and
Yes,
I've sent you some of these sessions before, so you can kind of see what's going on. But my first question for you is, how did you first find out about Gala Games and Gala?
I remember knowing about Gala Games in the end of 2021 when the metaverse starting to boom in the crypto space. And actually, I remember that day there was a section on CoinMarketCap says metaverse. So when I clicked there, I start to notice that people start to get, they are starting to being interested in metaverse projects. So I start to do my research, looking into projects. So I saw Gala Games, and people was asking me. I went to your website, and it was actually really pretty, easy to browse, full of games. It's straightforward. You can understand what you are trying to build. Easy. And since then, I'm following the project actually, step by step, ups and downs, everything.
Well, we appreciate that, and I'm glad to hear that you liked the website. I will go ahead and pass that on to the people who were in charge of making that, and they will appreciate that as well.
Thank you. Always.
Now, you've been following us for a while.
Yes.
And part of the community for a while, but not part of the community that I typically interact as closely with, which is typically based in our Discord, which again, everybody should join at galagames.chat. Now, as a member of this community who has been following us for some time, what is something that you think we should do differently, or something that we can do better?
What I would like to say, I want, for example, as a gamer, I'll speak to you as a gamer. I want to see more, for example, like solid games, easy to
He's
to
roasting
enter
them.
it, you know, without the
Mhm.
complication of connect to here, connect there, download this. Just straightforward, play, and I will just directly play the game.
Yeah, that's fair.
And also, maybe like trying to do like what events, like esport events,
Mhm.
competitions between people, like especially, you know, the games that you're building recently. I believe there is a couple of them, like spider tanks,
Mhm.
I got you, boys.
which I believe, like, you know, this is what gamers are looking for.
Right.
We need that fire, you know, competitions
I
between
got
like
you, boys.
esport events.
I'm doing
People
it.
will compete
I am doing it.
against each other.
Right. Right.
But obviously, Gala needs to do
I
more,
like
right?
that. That's just one of the reasons that we are we have a big Spider
Meow
Tanks
Match
presence
tournament?
at
Yeah.
3XP right now in Pasadena. So I'm
3XP. Hey,
hoping that everyone
Hey,
who's
all
there
I have to
is
say,
enjoying that.
classy
And
set that
esports
shit up.
definitely something we want to lean in on, and I
We
100%
have to
agree
anyway.
with you
Yes,
there.
it's a must. Yes, okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, what is one thing
Let's
that you
go.
think that we are doing well and that we should continue doing?
One of the reasons that I stick with Gala is I don't want to go in details about bear market or bull market, but we all know that the condition of the market in 2022, it was really difficult, you know,
Thanks, Quinn.
going through everything. But what I liked about Gala Games, Gala team, that they kept building the whole time, you know, building, communicating with community, keep the community up to date, especially after the migration from the version 1 to version 2, answering questions about the circulating supply, confusion. This is what, you know, what we need to see in every project, and this is why I'm sticking with Gala, and this is why I was sticking with Gala for the past 2-3 years.
Well, I appreciate that, man. That's something that that we try really hard to do, and it really boils down to connecting with the community and recognizing that, you
You
know,
should talk about the circulating supply.
we're community too. We're all in this together, and we're
So people
all
understand.
working on this together. And you know, that's I really appreciate you taking the time the other day to bring me on and to engage with the community, because you know it's an incredibly passionate group of people who all want to see the best thing happen for everybody and for this project that we're all building together. So I think that
I agree, Frang.
that's a thing that we focus on, and I'm glad that that focus is felt.
Yes. Yes.
The final question here is, what is something that you are really looking forward to in the future?
I want to see an easy entry for players to play games.
Fair.
Okay.
A big, you know, let's say a big community gamers just saying on Twitter, oh, did you try this game? Did you try this game? I want to see hundreds of comments, thousands of comments saying,
Yep.
oh, yes, we tried it. It's an amazing game. Trying a game, and as soon as I in the lobby or just, you know, trying just to click, for example, join, just like that, you know, join with other players, you know, play the games. An active community, you know, active gaming community.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be
Well,
awesome.
that's something we're working on building, and
Yeah.
I'm hoping that in the near future we'll be able to roll that out in much
Good luck.
greater format. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Wish you good luck. Wish you good luck.
Well, how can people find you if they wanted to join your community, or if you have you know, people can people look you up on Twitter? I'll link you in here too.
Yeah,
but,
just
you know,
Twitter
anywhere
and
else?
actually no, it's just Twitter, and my YouTube channel is on my Twitter. But like you said, it's in Arabic, so they're going to have a hard time understanding what I'm saying.
Well,
That is very
I
true.
appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah.
One of the things that
Arabic's such a hard
I've done
language.
for the past couple guests, although they haven't received it
I
yet,
tried to learn
is
it.
I am sending them all custom hoodies.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm going to go ahead and send you but we're going to get you one that has the Gala logo
Oh, okay.
inside. You know, it's
Yeah, I'm getting one of
it's
those.
pretty
I see.
nice. They're
I
very
see.
very nice
Yeah.
hoodies. So
Yeah.
I will make sure that you get a code for one of those off our e-commerce.
There's a big difference between like
our merch store that's
cheap
getting ready to
hoodies
start up.
and expensive
And
hoodies.
yeah, that's that.
Thank
So
you very
again,
much.
thank you,
Of course,
Ali.
Thank you for having
I
me.
appreciate it, man.
Have a
and
nice
I
day.
will
Get that
catch
swag,
up with you guys
100%.
very soon.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
let's set up another time to talk to your community.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Have a nice one.
Thank you.
Bye. Take care. Bye.
What do I want to see from Gala? Honestly, I think there should be more programs for creators.
Welcome back, everyone, and
to be able to monetize through referrals. So their referral program would be amazing, because a lot of creators right now don't really have funding to make content on Gala. That's why you don't see a lot of people making content on Gala.
Is if you guys are members of communities out there in the crypto sphere, if you will, that know about Gala but only think of it as a token, right? And aren't actually aware of what we're all doing here together, let me know. If you can, get me into those communities. I am more than happy to go in there and engage and sit down and talk to people.
In red?
You know, so that's absolutely
black and white is clean.
Absolutely something that I'm willing to do. So, you know, let's go ahead and get that put together. Okay, guys, that's what I have as far as stuff that I had planned to talk about. So if you've got questions, go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. I am happy to answer all of those. And yeah, let's dig into it, guys. Who is answering in the chat? Says the old
100%.
gamer. Pre-recorded Bitbender or live Bitbender? That was me answering during pre-recorded Bitbender. I am live Bitbender. Okay. I think actually you probably have about a 60-second lag. So, you know, who knows what's happened in the last 60 seconds, but probably in all likelihood still alive.
Okay.
Okay, MJ Crypto Wiz, that was recorded last week after I had a conversation with his community. And I just wanted to, you know, he brought me in to talk to his community. I wanted to bring him in to talk to ours and to, you know, open up that concept of being able to bring these communities together. Tofu asks, how do I feel to never have to say Geary again? I
100%
am going to really have a hard time not saying that, as terrible as that name was, and as much as I hated James for coming up with it. It's pretty well stuck, so it's going to take me a while to get used to saying Galachain, especially since I have tried very hard not to say that.
It's officially called the Galachain.
It's making me crazy. Okay, guys, let's see. G-Chain. I like it. Okay. Merch. Merch is going to be a thing. Crypto G, any more details you want to share about Galachain? What would you like to know, man? Just ask. If you could be a little bit more specific, so I know exactly what to answer for you, that would be super. Okay, scrolling up to look at some of these questions. Where did they go? Where did they go? Somebody, come on. I know they were here. So much scrolling. Oh yeah, there was a question, is Galachain an L1 or an L2? It is an L1. It is not EVM, so it's got its own thing. Okay, Kryptones has some questions. The Node software is currently bundled with the Founder software, music, etc. So it's not actually quite right. It's just they run on the same basic backbone. Are Townstar Node owners going to receive daily earnings again now in Gala instead of Town, prior to Townstar nodes having the ability to become NFTs? That I don't know about. I'm not sure what the Townstar plan is, and I don't know exactly what the timing of those two events are. One may come before the other. They may come at the same time. I honestly don't know. Regarding AWS outage, is Gala looking at contingency plans and disaster recovery by having secondary host ISP to flip the switch to in case of a prolonged outage in the future? So the thing that I could see that was most impacted, as was pointed out by some of our DevOps guys, basically anytime you have stuff on AWS, even if you have failover, if AWS East goes down, it all kind of goes down for a bit. The problem is there are certain services that that need to have things like AWS in place. I know that there's a lot of decentralization crypto people going like, no, decentralize all the things, but there are shared services, okay, that end up in many cases ending up as a decentralized service. For example, logins, right? So we use single sign-on. A single sign-on provider to help
So
connect
it's
us
not
with
going to be
things so that you can
ERC20
use your Facebook
on
login.
the gyro
Okay,
chain,
so if
but
you
you're
want
going
to
to have
log into
wrapped
to Meow Match,
ERC20 tokens for Gala.
use Facebook login, and that logs into your Gala account as well. Stuff like that. Those single sign-on things are businesses run by somebody, and we are a customer of that business. And if that business goes down, that's the thing that fails. Same as the 2FA, enter your password or enter your new your one-time password code. A lot of those things don't run on decentralized services. So even if the entire rest of the network, all of the games and whatnot, are decentralized, if you're using those super convenient centralized options, then there is always that risk. Not a whole heck of a lot that can be done about that, unfortunately. Okay. Will Gala Chain be open to other game publishers or strictly to Gala Games? It will, of course, be open to other game publishers. In fact, we encourage it. I was just talking to somebody just yesterday about this, actually, and we've got a whole plan that's moving forward internally to bring other publishers and even going beyond games into other industries to Gala Chain as well. Win an NFT marketplace for Gala Chain. I was on a call about that earlier today. I don't want to give a date, but that's a thing that we've talked about in the past, and it's definitely a thing that we would like to see. Because nobody likes Ethereum gas fees. Nobody likes that. It's not fun. And nobody likes having to bridge things out of the ecosystem. So that's definitely a thing that we would like to see. I like that even wave. Okay, let's see. So it's called Gala Chain. Yes, Rect. Hey, BB. Now I have what I think is a valid question. What's in the horizon for the rest of the games acquired with Meow Match and Dragon Strike? Are any good or worth it? Yes, I think some of them are, and I hope to see them in time all get sort of the same treatment as they are brought on and gradually brought into the fold of being a blockchain-based game. So definitely. I'm sorry, I can't say your name. Daihuan? Anyway, what will be the incentive to use Gala Chain as opposed to other gaming chains? Well, it's specifically built for this, and I think it's going to have a lot of capabilities that you're not going to run into in other EVM type chains. I think it's going to work out a lot better for people. Are there partnerships with new gaming companies in the near future? That's definitely a thing that we would like to see. Adar Simafranca asks, will you release data for burning? You can see all of that. There's a few different dashboards out there, as well as you can go to blog.gala.games and you can look at some of our previous posts, some of which mention that. So go check that out. I think that that's something that you would find interesting. Oh my God, I have to scroll back down now. Okay. Where is Dr. Wookie? That is a great question. That I think is potentially the question of the day. Win orange hoodie to match glasses. That is a great question too. Okay, let's see. What chain outside of ETH will we bridge to? So we have always talked about how we believe in a multi-chain future. We also believe that people should be able to have their stuff wherever they want to have their stuff. So the only thing that I don't want to see is I don't want to see bridges that operate via collateralization and wrapping. I don't like those. They make me very sad. And so what I would like to see in terms of being bridged to, there are certain things that we've talked about. We've talked about, Flare, we've talked about XRPL, we've talked about, Polygon, we've talked about, let's see, who else have we publicly mentioned? We've had some conversations with Tron as well. We would like to see bridges out to most of these places, because each of these places has a unique marketplace and a unique group of users. We look at bridging as a means of user acquisition. If we bridge to somewhere, that provides a way for people to come in to, play games, to engage with this community, and that's something that it's all about. Sam Wolf, can anyone confirm if the Gala token is inflationary or deflationary long term? Nobody really knows. It all depends on usage. So the way that the token is supposed to function is in moments, in periods of time where there's very high usage, then the emission rate will increase depending on where it falls on the halving schedule. In times of low usage, then the emission rate will decrease. Over time as it approaches its sort of termination. So, whether it's inflationary or deflationary depends entirely on usage. This, I think, is something that's really, really important. And I think that it's something that a lot of people don't understand. Most tokenomic structures that most tokens and coins have are not actually designed to be long-term sustainable real ecosystems. Typically speaking, they're designed to have, fit, a few checkboxes, and then, eventually, the early people who bought in as VCs or whatever, their tokens unlock, they sell, and they go away, and then the entire thing kind of fizzles out. We've seen this time and time and time again in the blockchain space. This is not something that we want to see happen. So we've designed a tokenomic structure that provides mechanisms to create a long-term sustainable creation and consumption of tokens. That's the idea. So it's about bringing users in, and it's about seeing that that take place. First name, that deflationary narrative is changing. I don't think we've ever had a deflationary narrative. We've always been very clear about how the ecosystem works. Okay. Will there be a timeline for when tools will be out for others to build on Gala chain? I'd like to see that happen. We're sending tools out for others to build on Gala chain right now already. But in terms of being publicly available, I'm hoping within the next few months. Let's see. And yeah, Flare as well, CryptoView mentions. Is Gala ever going to work with Illuvium? I would love to work with Illuvium. I dig a lot of what they're doing. I think that anyone who brings something into the space like they are, it's very cool. I've been on plenty of panels and things like that with Illuvium. Very, very cool people. They're doing cool stuff. I like it.
I'm wearing Illuvium merch right now.
Okay, let's see.
Good answer, BitBen.
Is there going to be an easier way to restore honor? Yes, there is. That's going to be a thing. Can you guys merge treasure chest NFTs to Gala chain? Not quite, but you're going to be able to mint them onto Gala chain. So you're going to be the one who makes the movement of an asset from the treasure chest, from a mint allowance to minting on Gala chain. That is going to be a thing. What will Vox do in Last Expedition? I don't know. That is above my pay grade. I don't get to know that. Are founders nodes turning into Gala chain master nodes? Sorta. They will eventually be running the chain, or at least parts of it. But I wouldn't call them master nodes in that sense. Not in the sense that people usually mean when they say master nodes in the blockchain space. Okay, let's see. What other questions? Are founders nodes an overarching network, or will Gala chain be expanded? Will there be others that contribute in order to reward Gala token, or only game specific? I'm not sure how to parse that. You mean other types of nodes that would be rewarded with Gala? No, founders nodes are what get Gala. That's the plan. I don't see that changing. But in terms of other, I definitely see a future where there's many other node types in the network. One of the things that we have created here, with the help of all of the platform testers and the people who, help with nodes and whatnot, is a very robust ecosystem that different workloads can be added to. So that's something I'm super stoked about. So yeah, I think that you're going to see that, but I don't think anything's ever going to replace the founders nodes. In fact, we've been very clear that that's not going to happen. Okay. Founders nodes are pretty great already, man. When will we get backwards transfer from Gala chain back to ETH? Thinking of current music tracks. I don't know what their plan is. I don't know what their plan is in terms of bridging back to ETH, although I wouldn't want to put stuff on ETH. It just makes me sad. Will there ever be an option within Gala to exchange tokens between each other? Probably not something that we ourselves facilitate, but somebody could absolutely do that. RNG King for the win. There was talk of Townstar nodes earning Gala. Is that no more? It's not that it's no more. It's just that it's incomplete in terms of the full vision in all likelihood. Nothing there has changed until there's an announcement that anything has changed. So, but if they were to be earning Gala, it would be based on what had gone into that ecosystem, because that's the published model so far. Gala versus date and location. I don't know about that, actually. I don't think that right now is the time for that, because I don't think people want to travel quite as much, and I don't think it's a good time to have a big gigantic event, because looks weird and slightly crass if you do something like that when the market is as down as it is, and sentiments are as down as they are. But I think that hopefully that's something that we see again in the future. I can't leak anything about Galaverse, the Zoro Gala, because I don't know anything. It's not my area. I'm sorry. Okay. Where do the May Mayhem rewards come from? The treasury, yeah. Definitely not the founders nodes. I mean, they come from our treasury, that we receive part of the distribution, but not from the nodes. Like, they don't get a reduced distribution, for May Mayhem rewards. Okay, let's see. Any projects that worked on Gala music and film and games collaboration? Yes, I think that you're going to see some stuff like that. The worst waifu asks for leaks. I just gave so many leaks. It was literally like half an hour of straight leaks. So many leaks. My God, guys, I can't win. Okay, let's see here. Will all games get nodes? No, I don't think so. Not all games. Only if it makes sense. And we want the games that do get nodes to really, really, really be robust, like Last Expedition. I think Last Expedition is like best in class for the actual use of those nodes, and I definitely want to see more stuff like that in the future. How will Gala mitigate for node blackout risks similar to what happened with Reddit, where users banded together in protest? I mean, I don't know why you would do that. I don't think it. I mean, like if everybody were to just turn off their ETH miners or something like that, like, yes, I guess it would hurt the network, but why would you do that? It doesn't make a ton of sense. And then the people people who didn't would be very well rewarded for that. The only place that it would become an issue is if either A, all of them got turned off, or really that'd only be That'd be it. There's no way to screw up the consensus mechanism or anything like that. It's just a bunch of people, giving potential rewards from helping support the ecosystem to somebody else. It would cause problems for other people because of some of the stuff that's based on the nodes in terms of, IPFS and pinned content and things like that. But, there's nothing we can do about that. You'd only really be hurting yourselves in the most case. Let's see here. Lawrence, shout out to the beard, born out of a bet and living on for eternity. I appreciate it. Yes, that's it's something that I'm very happy with, and I go back and I look at pictures of myself without it, and it makes me sad. Let's see. Is it true that Dwayne Johnson and Mark Wahlberg have connection with Gala Film? I do not want to speak for Gala Film, but you can go ahead and Google that, and I think you will find what you need. There's some pretty cool stuff that's going on there. In fact, some that was even tweeted very recently by Benefactor. So if you are not following Benefactor, you definitely should. I think it's Benefactor. Actually, hold on one second. I'll tell you exactly what his handle is. On Twitter, he is at Benefactor0101. So go ahead and follow him, because I think that will he has, I guess one of the good things about being the boss is that you can, oh, smiling monster, oh, you're hurting my heart. But anyway, one of the good things about being the boss is that you can kind of say what you want, and he sort of does that. So yeah, it's a good place. It's a good place. Why is everyone posting pictures of me now with no beard? That's so sad. It's so sad. No hoodie. And those shirts, I just got rid of those shirts. I had those damn gray polo shirts forever, and I just took them all and donated them. So somewhere there's, CryptoView. What do you mean? You missed the whole Walking Dead. Okay. Let's see. I think that's about it. There's some other questions, but they're really big, beefy ones that I think I'll probably take offline. So anyway, I appreciate all of you guys coming here and hanging out. Oh man, I'm never gonna get rid of those pictures of me. They're just there. I appreciate you guys all coming and hanging out. You guys rock. Thank you so much for being here, for being part of the community, for asking questions, for listening when we have stuff to share, and for putting all of your passion in this. I know that there are times where it is difficult, especially right now, to kind of keep moving and keep going. But we're all here in this together, and I appreciate and love all of you guys. So thank you so much, and I will catch you all soon. See you on the flip side. Bitbender out.
Cool. That was a nice little AMA. So there were a couple goodies. If you weren't here for the entire AMA, for the end, I'm just going to quickly go over everything that happened. For the most part, here's the TLDR of it all. All right. So there is an Eternal Paradox playtest going on right now. There's a new character that's live. In terms of Town Star, they're trying to find ways for the persistent mode, which is the mode that kind of lasts for the casual players, and the competitive mode to go ahead and overlap. They're thinking that, the NFTs should be NFTs. There's been this big talk in the Town Star space where it's like, oh, if they're not NFTs, they might as well be called fungible tokens. They want to change that into NFTs. I think that should be the case. And so that's what they're working toward, it seems like. They're also kind of hinting at upgrades, kind of like Spider Tanks upgrading your NFTs over time, which should be a sync for the ecosystem. And I think it works really well for Spider Tanks. The next thing is for Town Star nodes, they're turning them into NFTs. He thinks it's going to happen. And for the people that own these NFTs, which this is actually going to be pretty big for earning, there's going to be a rental system for land and NFTs. So that's going to be really cool. In terms of Last Expedition, AWS went down, Amazon Web Services. A Last Expedition stayed live, which was pretty cool. The Walking Dead Empires is going to have something happening next week. They had tunnels, so it seems like they're working on new places and new plots of land, which is always cool. They're hinting at a Gala music and Gala games overlap. They're also announcing, by the way, this is big news for people that have Gala Gold. I have Gala Gold myself. There's going to be an upcoming drop of Silk for people that have Gala Gold. So hopefully it helps people get started. I think that's going to be a big one. The better dodge the question about The Rock. Yeah, maybe he can't talk about it. That's usually the case. They have NDAs signed and stuff like that. He's also hinting at a tournament system for Spider Tanks, which is necessary. It's literally a necessary component of an esports game. It needs to happen. I'm looking forward to that. When that happens, I'm likely going to be doing a lot of tournaments for Spider Tanks, and I'm going to make it happen. I mean, we're already planning a new Bowtie Showdown, so that's going to be cool. So for Poker Go Play, the beta's coming soon. They had an alpha tech test. That went really well. I believe we got something for it. I don't know what I got for it, but I played it anyway. It was really fun. We had a stream on it. Check one of my previous live streams if you want to see that. In terms of Grit, apparently there's some stuff that might come out that we might like. They saw the Spider Tanks ecosystem. They figured that it worked pretty well, so they're likely going to do something somewhat similar. I'm not sure what they're attuning to that. Maybe it's exactly the same with upgrades. I wouldn't imagine that I'm upgrading my cowgirl or cowboy, but we'll see what ends up happening there. In terms of beams, they are distributing them for free for people with a Gala Games account. All you need to do is have a Gala Games account, have the Gala Music account too. So it's pretty easy stuff. In terms of the Gala Chain, which they've officially named the Gala Chain, it's not Gyri, it's Gala Chain. It is going to be a layer 1. Other game publishers can come in. They're going to have an NFT marketplace for the Gala Chain, it seems. And they are, I guess, having talked with some of these other tokens for bridging, right? They might have bridges for Flare, XRP Ledger, Polygon, Tron, which is going to be a big deal. I love XRP. I love the Flare network. I love Polygon. And Tron, I haven't really gotten into Tron, but I'm sure Tron would only be a good thing for onboarding more people to play games. And then apparently there's some news for Gala Friends, which I haven't heard of Gala Friends in a really long time. So there's that. And so that's pretty much it. It was a fun time. It was a fun little live stream. The watch party was good. I say overall, we consider it a success. There were some big enough leaks so that I hope it was worth your time. The Town Store thing was big deal. And the Spider Tanks one, a crazy alpha for people that don't have Gala Gold. And so right before I let you all go, I do actually, because I mean, it kind of makes sense to go ahead and talk about. I have an affiliate link with Gala Games. It's links.gala.com/classycrypto. Go ahead, put it on the chat. And then I'm going to go ahead and pin it. If you're getting Gala Gold or if you're buying anything on Gala Games, just click the link. Support the channel. That's all we ask for. We don't have any sponsors here. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'll go ahead, read these over. I know a lot of my viewers come after the live streams. And so next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace.